Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited because today I did my full foundation routine. This is what I do every day, whether I'm going to work or going out. I do some variation of this foundation routine, and it is a full coverage foundation routine. So I touched on that in the video, and I talked about, some of the steps might not be necessary for everybody. It just kind of depends on what you're going for and what you want. All of the steps can be altered, or if you don't want as much coverage, you can leave some steps out, tailor it to whatever your needs are. But this is just what has worked for me. I do also, alter it myself depending on, like, if I'm going to work, I might not wear as much, or if I'm going out with friends, like on a night out, I might wear more. It just kind of depends on what the situation is. But these are the products that I use no matter what. And I talked about the products in the video as well. I use like a very eclectic assortment of products, and I have really sensitive skin, so these have all worked really well with my skin. They haven't made me break out. They haven't given me any issues. This has just been what has worked for me. So I will link all those products in the description box. I also have my email in the description bar, so if it's easier for you guys to email me than comment, by all means, send me an email. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you're at, and I look forward to doing more videos in the future, and see you next time. Okay, so the first thing that I do before I do anything is I make sure that my face is clean. I have no makeup on, I have nothing, it's just a clean slate. So when you start your makeup, you should have nothing on your face. Then I moisturize my face, and I also wash my hands before I touch any of my face products, because everything, should be as clean as possible. And I'm really big on that with makeup because I just don't want anything to be dirty. So I'm kind of like a germ freak. I do not like germs at all. So I try to be as careful with everything as I can, and always wash my hands before I start anything. I also did do my eyebrows before I started filming, just because I think it's a little easier if I have my brows done. Then I go in, and the first thing I do is I do my primer. So today I'm going to use my Smashbox Photo Finish Color Correcting and Adjusting Primer. And I just put this on the outsides of my face, and then a little bit on the T-zone. And whatever I have left, I just kind of work outwards. So I just softly tap this into everything. And this should go anywhere where you have problem areas. For me, I need it because I get really red, especially right after I wash my face. And so I put this on, and it just really helps with the redness. And then it also helps my makeup to stay on longer. So if you have a long day ahead of you, this is great because it'll help your makeup stay in place, and it will help in the areas where your makeup might break up or something. This will help kind of keep that all together. And then I go ahead and get started on my foundation. So for my foundation today, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible Foundation. I switched between this one and the Estee Lauder Double Wear. They're both my favorites. The Double Wear is really great, but I like to save this for days when I need a lot of coverage, or if I have a special event or something, I'll use that because it gives this really nice finish. And it is a little pricier, so I kind of save that for special occasions. But this is just as good, in my opinion, and I use this every day for work or whatever the case may be. I put foundation on my entire face, including my forehead, and I just kind of dot it on where I think I need it, and then I'm going to go in with a foundation brush to spread everything out. I look really crazy right now. One thing that's really great about this is that it is buildable, so if you don't put enough the first time, you can always put more. And I'm going to use my Sigma F88 flat angled kabuki today to distribute this on my face. And I'm just going to do kind of patting and circular motions to get this buffed in. I like to use this Sigma brush because the angle is really nice for getting around my eyes and underneath my eyelashes and wherever else I might need it. I switch between this and my Sigma F80, which is the same thing. Essentially, it's just a flat top kabuki instead of an angled kabuki. And then I also really like the Morphe M439. I have that one as well. It's even more dense, and it's just an awesome brush. And I will tell you, this has made the biggest difference in my life in regard to my foundation. Like, having a nice foundation brush just totally changed my foundation situation for me. Like, it just really made everything better. And I got my mom to use one, and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe I went so long without having a good foundation brush, because the difference that it makes is unbelievable. Like, this just spreads everything around so nicely, and it just gives you this awesome, flawless finish. It's like a very airbrushed finish, and you don't have to worry about having your makeup, not distributed evenly. With this, it's just perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my favorite concealer of all time. I use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. And what I do is I have this little jar here that I got at MAC. It's really tiny. And I just put a couple of squirts of this in the jar. And then it's easier to use than this glass container, because one pump from this glass container tends to be enough for like my face for 2 days. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's really good concealer, but it's really strong. So I like to keep it in here, and then it's also easier because I use it with a concealer brush to apply it. So that's just my whole thing with the MAC Pro Longwear, because I've heard other people say that they really like this concealer, but they don't like the way that it comes and the way that it's packaged. So that was one way that I found to kind of get around the packaging. And I take this on a concealer brush. I have a Morphe M224, and this one is a crown brush, but it's similar to the Morphe one. They're just, regular Taklon, I think you say it like that, Taklon. Okay, so I take my concealer brush and I get my concealer, and I like to put my concealer under my eyes in kind of like a triangle. So like the triangle would go from the corner of my eye, down my nose, up, like that. And I just put this on there, and then I also use my concealer as my primer for my eyeshadows. So if I'm gonna do eyeshadow, then I put it on my eye as well. And today I am. If I'm not gonna wear eyeshadow, then I don't put this on my eyelid because it's just a little too much makeup. Okay, then I'm gonna take a beauty blender. This is the actual Beauty Blender brand beauty blender, and I have a clean glass of water that I keep next to my makeup. I dip it in the water, and then I wring everything out, and then I get a clean paper towel, and I squeeze all the excess out in the paper towel. So then you're just left with your damp beauty blender, and that is what I use to get my concealer all rubbed in nicely. Okay, so then I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. I'm just going to put this in that V. I also put this around my nose because I get some redness around my nose. And then I just kind of tap in my makeup, make sure everything's evenly distributed. Okay, so after I have my MAC Pro Longwear in place and everything kind of where I want it, then I go in with the Naked Skin Weightless Coverage Concealer, or is that what it is? Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer from Urban Decay. I like this because it mimics your skin. So this concealer literally moves like skin. It's like you can't even tell you have it on. So if you're looking for a concealer that's very lightweight but really great coverage, this is a great one for that. I put this, this is the color Light Neutral. It really matches my skin well. I put this, like if I have a breakout or something I want to conceal on my face, I use this one because you don't want to, like under my eyes, I use kind of a brighter concealer than I do anywhere else. And if I put that bright color concealer on my face, it's gonna draw attention to whatever I've covered with it. Like if I have a blemish and I put the really bright concealer on it, it's gonna actually make that stand out more than it's gonna cover it. So that's what I use this one for. After I've concealed my face to the level that I want it concealed, I kind of go over, make sure that I have everything how I want it, because the next step is to set everything. And you don't want to set your face until you have all, the liquid and creams done. So if you're going to cream contour, you would want to do that now versus, waiting. Once you set your face with powders, you cannot use creams or liquids anymore because then the consistency gets kind of strange. So you want to finish everything with the creams and liquids before you move on to setting your face. So then for the next step, I take my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and I just set my whole face. This setting powder is the best setting powder I think I've ever used in my life, and I've tried a lot of them. This one is a little pricey, but I think it's worth it because it doesn't settle in fine lines, it doesn't crease, it doesn't wear off during the day. This has just always kept me matte for the entire day. And I just use this underneath my eyes. And I'm using an e.l.f. pointed, or an e.l.f. small tapered brush. I love this brush for under eyes. It just gets underneath your eyes so well. I'm also going to use this on my eyelids because whenever I'm going to do an eye look, I like to have my eyelids set because the powders blend so much easier when you have a powder down already. Next, I take my e.l.f. powder brush, and this is just a flat top powder brush, and I take it in the translucent setting powder, and then I tap off the excess. So it should look something like that. And then I just put this evenly around my face. And this setting powder is so great because you really don't need a whole lot of it to have your face set perfectly. A little bit goes a long way, which is awesome. I've had this for a really long time and I feel like I've hardly made a dent in it, and I use this every day. So it's definitely worth the price. Like, you get your money's worth, and the product itself is just awesome. Okay, so after I have everything kind of set and ready, then I go into my contouring. And I will link my contouring video below that I did last week. It's a little bit more in depth, and today I'm just gonna do the contouring and not really go into as much explaining as I did last week. So if you wanna see more, just I'll leave my video below and you can click that and see kind of step-by-step on contouring. So the first thing that I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna take my Makeup Geek rounded blush brush, and I'm gonna take it in Bahama Mama from the Balm. I absolutely love this. It's a matte bronzer that is excellent for contouring. So I'm just going to take this where I contour, which is always on my cheeks. And then I take it on the perimeter of my forehead. I'm going in now with the e.l.f. mineral powder brush because it's a little bit thicker and fluffier, and I just like that for my forehead. I also will use this sometimes on my cheeks because it's just fluffy and it really blends my contour powder well for me. So as long as I just kind of like take the side of the brush, it's great for contouring. And then I just take a little bit on my chin, not much. Next I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques, what is this? Deluxe Crease Brush. And this is what I use to contour my nose. I do contour every day. I love contouring. I think it makes such a difference. And I think my whole face comes together when I start my contouring. I just think it brings out the face shape a little better for me. So that's what I do for contouring. Then I'm gonna go in today with my Balm Desert bronzer blush. This is also a matte bronzer, but it's got kind of a pinkish tint to it. So I like to use this as a blush sometimes. And I'm going to take that on a MAC 168 brush. I always smile when I do my blush because it helps me kind of keep it on my cheeks. Tonight I kind of have like this, I just want my face to be a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more bold. So I'm going to go in with some blush as well. And this is totally optional. This is not something I do every day, but I just feel like putting a little more color in my face today. So I'm going to go in with Spellbound from Makeup Geek. It's this really pretty light pink blush right here. And I'm going to take that also on the MAC 168. I have to say, with this blush, it is the perfect everyday blush. I always wear some blush every day. I don't typically wear my Balm Desert and a blush, but today I wanted to deepen it up a little. I was so scared of blush for the longest time, and then I discovered Makeup Geek blush, and it is like the best formula blush that I've ever tried in my life, and it's so easy to put on, and it's like all the colors are beautiful, but they're not overpowering, so you can actually enjoy blush and use it and see like a nice difference without feeling like you're overpowering your face. I'll put a link to the Makeup Geek website below. Okay, so now that I've done all the color, I'm gonna go in with my highlighter. And for my highlighter today, I'm super excited. I get to use my new one. It's my Anastasia Beverly Hills Starlight Illuminator. I just ordered this. I ordered it the day that it came out, and I just got it like a few days ago, so I've only used it a couple of times, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's like awesome if you don't want a really intense highlight, but you want to have this natural glow. It's perfect for that. It's not like glittery or overpowering. It's just the perfect amount of highlight. And I'm just gonna put this on the high points of my face. So once I have my face highlighted to the level that I'm comfortable with, I'm good to go. I do sometimes spray a setting spray on my face, although I'm not going to today because I don't feel like I need to. I think setting sprays are great if you have a long day ahead of you, or you need a specific type of setting spray for some reason, like you need a mattifying setting spray. But for me, I really just kind of leave my face as it is. The only other thing I do want to do right now, since I'm in here, is I am going to highlight my collarbones and my shoulders. And I'm still using my Anastasia Starlight Illuminator for this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyes off camera, and then I'll be back with the completed look. Okay everyone, so I finished my eye look and I did my lips. I just did kind of a quick cool toned smoky eye and then a light pink lip. And for my lips today, I used my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil in Naked 2. And then for my lip color, I used the Lancome Cream Shade Love It. It's like a light pink from Lancome. And then I also used my Aveda Nourishment Lip Gloss in Pearl Rose. It's like a really nourishing, hydrating lip gloss. It's awesome. I love it because I like having lip gloss on, but sometimes lip gloss makes my lips feel sticky or like dried out. And this Aveda one is so good. It's amazing. So anyways, so that completes the look. I'm gonna link everything that I used in the description box below. So if you have any questions about products that you can't find there, just let me know and I'd be happy to figure that out or get you whatever answers you need. Also, I wanna do more videos. I'm hoping to do like one video a week. So if there's anything that anybody wants to see or has questions or comments about, let me know and I'd be happy to talk about that in my next video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this. It really means a lot to me. I appreciate all my friends and family and anybody else, any new friends and family. I appreciate the support from everybody. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time.